Hello everyone and welcome to Star Wars Bang Gaming Developer Chat for content patch 1.04. This is the first installment of our developer chat, so I think first of all we should do introductions.
I'm Senior Commander Cass.
I'm Master Commander Deviss.
And I am Battalion Brigadier Tom.
And of course, I am Battalion General Nix. So in this video today we're going to be going through the content of patch 1.04. So, shall we begin, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go for it then. So as you can see here, this is our lovely little piece of artwork for content patch 1.04. What we're going to be doing today is we will be going through the new cores, or more accurately the new jobs that will be available on the Bang Gaming Star Wars RP server. And we'll also be discussing what these new jobs will be doing. Let's begin with the 45th Assault Corps. This is replacing the 7th Sky Corps and the 103rd Assault Corps. Let's start off with Light Infantry, and Senior Commander Cass, take it away.
So, the Light Infantry, the general rule for these guys are strength in numbers. These guys are basic grunt troopers who will advance on the enemy in large numbers, attempt to overcome them. Heavy Infantry, the bigger brothers of Light Infantry, are equipped with longer rifles and anti-armor rockets meant to give explosive fire support to the rest of the troops on the ground. Next up is Rio, the recon and intelligence operators. These guys are expert marksmen and scouts who will provide intel to the command of Rishi Moon. Moving on to the specialist side of the 45th Assault Corps, we have the AMD, standing for Armoured Mechanized Drivers, who will bring down the power of their TX-130 Sabre tanks, or even heavier ATTE tanks. Next up are the pilots, who ensure that in every battle the Republic always maintains air superiority, be it with fighters, bombers, or gunships. Finally, our elite specialization are the Advanced Recon Commandos, also known as ARC Troopers, who are quite often sent on missions behind enemy lines in order to achieve objectives regular troopers could not.
And that's pretty much the 45th Assault Corps right there. So we're going to move on now, and we're going to let Tommy take this one, and we're going to be talking about the 115th Support Corps, who are replacing the 267th Support and the 52nd Defense Corps.
The 115th Support Corps will be entailing 6 specializations. First off, we will start off with the new Artillery Operator. The Artillery Operator will be used for giving fire support, heavy fire support, to the troopers in the front line, making them an excellent addition to frontline assaults. Okay, next up, you have the Medical Specialization. Medical Specialization will obviously focus on making the troopers be healed up, fit for combat at all times. They will be manning the hospital and the med base on the different outposts. Next up, we have the Engineers. The Engineers will be in charge of supporting the generator room, making sure we have power, making sure troopers are filled up with ammunition, and also doing scans of the area. Then we have the Guards. Guards will be the go-to defense specialization. The Guards will have elite knowledge on how to defend both close quarters and in bigger areas. Then we move over to the Shock Troopers. Shock Troopers is a vital part of all battalions to make sure everyone is behaving, everyone is following the laws of the base, and making sure everyone is safe in their own base. And lastly, we have the negotiator. The negotiator will take care of all verbal communications, both in hostage situations, in terrorists threatening the base, and other things. So that will be a really fun specialization as well. So that basically runs off the 115th support corps.
So that's the two new corps we have. As you've heard, we have the 45th Assault Corps and we have the 115th Support Corps. Those are the two major updates which are inside content patch 1.04. But there are still a few more things that we need to go through, especially regarding the hierarchy of the server and where we're going moving forward when it comes to VIP. And so I will now pass you on to Marshal Commander Deviss.
Okay then, so what we're adding to VIP is the Republic Enclave. Some may know or familiarise it with Mandalorian Enclave, and we also add in Battalion Marines. The Republic Enclave's job is to deal with anything that the Republic can't deal with, so we're the mercenaries for the Republic. Battalion Marines, basically they are guards of the high-ranking battalion members, so they will protect them, but they also do secret missions which they are specifically assigned to, so that means they are the secret service of the battalion. But their primary job to do is to protect battalion members from anything.
So that's the VIP. Now we'll be moving on to talk a bit about the hierarchy and its upcoming changes. Now, for the players who have been on our server for a while, you will know that our hierarchy so far has consisted of the Marshal Commanders and the Battalion General. However, as we've had to make some changes to the corps, it is now time for us to make a change to the hierarchy system. To do so, we have implemented 3 new battalion ranks. Obviously, at the very top of the pyramid, we have the Battalion General, which is a role that is currently filled by myself. Following along behind that is the Battalion Brigadier. Battalion Brigadier will function as the second in command of the base and will be an assistance to the Battalion General. Battalion General and Brigadier roles are currently only available for staff or the founders. However, the next 2 ranks are open to current players. We have the Battalion Colonel, who is at the top of the tier for enlisted players, and his job will be to maintain the battalion when founders or staff are not available. When the ranks above him are no longer there, he is the top of the battalion. Supporting the Colonel, we have the Battalion Major. The Battalion Major is on the equivalent rank of Marshal Commander, but he has more authority over the entire battalion rather than just one specific corps. And that pretty much covers it for all the new jobs that we will be adding to Bang Gaming SWRP in content patch 1.04. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go through a few quality of life updates that we've decided to add in. First of all, in regards to FOB Sabre, one thing we've received a lot of feedback about is that the FPS issue around that area is pretty dire, which obviously doesn't help when it's a secondary fallback point for the main base and it's a primary evac point when we're in the unfortunate circumstance where we have to evacuate Rishimun. So obviously to combat that, some of the more clunkier objects around the area have been removed, including the fighter pads which were stationed to the left and right of the communications tower, as well as the 2 bunkers that were at the front of the main wall. Although the 2 bunkers at the front have been more removed because during events there was only one entrance to it, so that made it difficult for people to fall back. So instead of that, in terms of defense, we'll be adding a few watchtowers on the main wall that people will be able to station when deployed. In addition, we've decided to remove some obsolete models or add-ons that were in the content pack. Because of this, we've reduced the number by about 20 or so add-ons, including removing old models. This will allow us, obviously, for faster loading times, and for new players who are joining the server, it will reduce the amount of time it takes for you to connect. As well as that, it should reduce on some of the stress the server is taking, because then it's not trying to load as many add-ons anymore. Finally, we've received some feedback that the old loading screen was getting quite a bit dull and the music was getting repetitive, so we have now decided to implement a new loading screen that is more server friendly, as it contains images of the actual server itself and not just what you could find on Google Images. And that's pretty much all we have for you in this developer chat. Are there any final comments for everyone? And let's start with... who wants to go first?
Okay, so I would just like to say that I am really impressed with everyone who is playing. We have a good player base, and we couldn't do this without you guys. So keep on being active and having fun, and we'll give you more great stuff in the future.
I want to say I'm super excited for this update and for upcoming ones in the future. And I know that everyone here has put in so much work for you guys, and we just hope you like it as much as we do.
I'm just hoping you guys like it as much as we are. Other than that, I hope you guys really enjoy it, because we have put a lot of working. And yeah, I hope you guys find some more fun after the update.
Obviously, for myself as well, I would like to say I know that our server's launch was rough, and we are still working on a lot of issues. After the launch of patch 1.04, we will probably have to do some subsequent hotfix patches as well. Thankfully, though, you've all been really supportive and really patient with us so far, so we hope that we can continue to rely on you guys for that. We want to make this experience as much for you guys as we do for ourselves, so we hope that that's ever present for you. But enough about that. I'm sure you guys are more likely excited about trying to find out when we're actually releasing the content patch. So, content patch 1.04 will be launching the 5th of January at 6 PM GMT. We will be taking the server down at 5 PM in order to implement the changes and obviously do any last minute development checks that we need to do. After that, at 6 PM, the server will be open again and you will be able to join. So, from all of us here, the founders at Bang Gaming, thank you for joining us for this developer chat, and we will see you on the server.
Stay awesome, bangers!
I fucking hate you for that so much.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh my god, this is...
You're cutting this bit, right?
Oh no, this is staying in, this is comedy gold. Yeah, it's not going too bad.
Will you let us all hear it before you publish it?
Oh yeah, definitely.